Okay, so what we're making today is called a flat out bread pizza. And I have some of this lovely, just flat out, and just like a, kind of like a tortilla kind of looking thing. They're pretty thin. I mean, here's two of them. We got that. We got a little pan to put them in. Aluminum foil so we don't have to, wash the pan again. And today for the toppings, I have turkey pepperoni, a great alternative for regular pepperoni. Some leftover old farmer's ham that we got from Walmart that's, been in the fridge for a little while. You can use different kinds of cheese. I like cheddar cheese, but you can get the pizza variety, the Italian with 4 cheese, whatever. The cheese part is your preference. And I got bacon bits, as well as pizza sauce. Now the pizza sauce, you can pick whichever one you want. Really, that's one of those things that individuals like. You don't want it extremely watery because then you're gonna have to put more on it and it'll soak it and make the cheese slide off. But anything you want. You might sometimes want a little extra because again, this is it's like a thin crust, so you might want a little extra to dip it in. And right now we got the oven set for 350. We're just waiting for it to warm up right now. But what we're going to basically do is we have these flatbreads, right? And we're just going to lay them down and I have some olive oil. Okay? The olive oil, I'm just going to pour just a little bit on there. I mean, not a whole lot, as you can see. And then I have this regular paintbrush thing that I use for basting, but if you just have like a basting brush or something, all you can do is just rub down the oil on one side of this. Flip it over and do the same thing. And with this, I've got two here, so I'm going to show you how to do it on the one. But with this, you can. This is an optional step that you can do. I don't have garlic sauce with me. I'm not going to make it. I can make it. I'm just not going to this time. So I got some garlic salt. See that? Okay. Got some garlic salt, and I'm just gonna put a little bit here in my hand. Not a whole lot. I'm just gonna sprinkle that over the one side of the crust. Now I'm gonna save this for the next one. Okay, so as of right now, we have both the pizza crusts. They're done. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna put these two just like they are in the oven for about 8 minutes. What this is gonna do is that this is gonna allow the flatbreads to get that crispiness that we all like with flatbreads, pizzas, and so it's just starting that process ahead of time. So we go ahead and get it kind of like that because look at it right now, it's kind of flimsy. But with that in there, it'll bake. It'll bake the garlic salt in there and the olive oil, and it'll allow it not to stick, as well as it'll give it that nice to textural crispiness and crunchy that we all like with flatbreads. So 8 minutes, and then we're gonna put toppings on it. Okay, so it's been 8 minutes, and if you remember before, these crusts were very oily and glistening to the look, but if you look at it now, be careful, it's kind of hot. It's very thin and very crispy. Okay, and like I said before, it doesn't really matter which pizza sauce you use, just that it's a pizza sauce. I personally here got this Kroger brand pizza sauce. Sometimes I use Walmart's, great value, or even a brand name if I want a little different flavor. But it's really simple. You just take the sauce. Gotta open it first. Okay. I usually stir it up just a little bit beforehand. And just take a little bit of that and put it on there. And this side right here is the one that I have the garlic salt on. You want it to be the one you're putting the sauce on. Or else, whenever you try to pick up the pizza, your hand gets really salty and you're all like, ugh. So this side, I'm just gonna smear this out a little bit like this. You don't want it to be too thin, but at the same time you don't want it to be too thick because you want it to cook all the way. And you want to make sure it heats it up and gets through. And remember, if it does come too dry when it comes out, as long as you have extra pizza sauce, and since I'm only making two, I'll have a lot. You can always use more pizza sauce or marinara sauce or a pasta sauce. In some cases, you can actually use pasta sauce. You can use it as a dipping sauce with your pizza. So don't worry too much about whether you get it too dry or not. Just worry about, getting as close as you want. But if it's not perfect, always go skimpier than overboard, because you can always add more sauce. You can't always take sauce away. To the same side, opposite side. Okay, put that there. And like I had mentioned before, it doesn't really matter what cheese you use, just that it's a shredded cheese. I have, mild cheddar here, but they do have like Italian mix, and they actually have one that's called a pizza mix. It's mostly like a mozzarella, a little bit of cheddar kind of thing. It's totally preference up to you. And as you can see, I'm not completely trying to coat it, because what's going to happen is whenever we put this in the oven, all this cheese is going to melt, and I like a lot of cheese, so I'm just doing the normal here, and then I'm gonna put a little extra on here in a minute. You don't want it to be completely covered. You don't want like a patch of just cheese like that. You want it a little spread out so that the cheese has place to melt, and it won't go, off the pan and onto aluminum foil and burn. Though I like eating the burnt cheese, so maybe that's just me. You just want it, kind of like this. And since I only have a little left, I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Like this. Okay. Next thing that I have the turkey pepperoni I mentioned earlier. Again, it's, you can use real pepperoni, you can use sausage. At this point, you can put any kind of toppings on it you want. My family, when they made it yesterday, they had black olives. They had chicken and peppers and whatnot. I'm just a meat lovers kind of guy, so I just got this turkey pepperoni here. And I'm kind of spacing it out a little bit. Just a few slices. Then I got the Old Farmer's ham, the extra lunch meat that we have that's been in the fridge for a little while, and trying to find ways to get rid of it. Just gonna crumble it up and sprinkle it over. And then what I also have is anyone out there who's unless they just for some reason are one of the weird ones among us, what I have is bacon bits. I don't have like the fake bacon, imitation bacon. I have real hickory smoked bacon. And I'm just gonna take some of this. I'm just gonna, sprinkle a little on here, sprinkle a little on here. Now what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to put this in there for 10 minutes. Okay? And we already had it in there for 8. And that was just for the crust. Now this is 10 minutes for this. It's just like a regular out of the freezer kind of pizza timing with this. But the difference is that, one, you get the privilege of saying, hey, I made this. You can just pick the toppings that you want on it. And it's cheaper to make. This, I don't know what it usually costs, but I got this for $1.79 when it was on sale. As I was saying, you can get these pretty cheap. I went to Walmart and I got this on sale for $1.69. Actually, I think this one was Kroger. But you see, especially like bread products like this, you see them on sale all the time. Okay, so I just took the pizzas out, and I'm just gonna show you real quick that the color difference from when we put them in now is a little different. Because when it was in, it was like that nice like tortilla blonde kind of color, and now it's this dark, cooked, crispy. You can even hear it. Can you hear that? Yes. So we know that it's done. And I'm still using a glove because I did just pull this out. But I got the pizza cutter here, so I'm just gonna scrape it off from where that cheese attached to the plate, like I mentioned earlier. It looks pretty dang good, and you can kind of hear how crispy that is. And there you have it. And if, like I mentioned earlier, if you need more pizza sauce, just put it on a plate, and you can just dip it and eat it. But as for me, this is delicious, and thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you learned something.